Alrighty. Yeah, adjust my sound a little bit here for you guys. Um, hey, how's it going, everyone? Um, yeah, I thought I would just come on in here and do just a random kind of weekend stream here. Just hang out and play a little bit of Final Fantasy XIV. I know it's been a while since I've actually streamed it. I think the last time was the actual watch along, but yeah, I'm still plugging along, still playing. Not really doing a whole lot with this Savage tier or anything like that, but popping in, trying to get some of my alts and whatnot leveled. So yeah, I thought we would just kind of come in, hang out. I need to do some dailies and whatnot, get my roulettes done. I'm trying to level my monk. It's been pretty slow going. I am definitely not quite on the same level as I am as my red mage when it comes to like melee DPS and whatnot. But I'm having fun. I've mostly just been, doing the daily main story quest and whatnot, just to try and get that level a day, and then try and decide what I want to level after this. I've also got an alt on Primal that I might try to level up a little bit. I know it's not going to be as big of a deal with the data center travel that's going to be coming up, but I do still have a lot of friends on Primal that I'd like to hang out with. So yeah, I might hop on over there and give that a shot here in a little bit too. I've got quite a bit going on. I'm going to be probably streaming a little bit later on tonight. I just bought Hades, so it's about a year late on that, but yeah, I finally bought it and I want to give that a shot and have you guys experience it with me. I know almost nothing about the game other than it's made by Supergiant, and I do like Supergiant games quite a bit, so yeah, I want to give that a shot and yeah, get to go on that journey with y'all. I think it'll be pretty fun. I really like the art style from the screenshots and everything that I've seen. I like the concept quite a bit from what little I do know about it. And yeah, it seemed like a good one to get on sale, so probably expect that later tonight, maybe around, like, I don't know, that'll probably be an evening stream, like around 11 or 10, or 10 or 11, Central Time. But yeah, so lots of good stuff on the horizon. Right now I've mostly in Final Fantasy just kind of been chilling and hanging out, like I said, trying to level up some of these other classes. But yeah, until the next live letter, kind of hit that part of the expansion where everyone's just kind of chilling and maybe role playing a little bit or getting some of the side stuff done that they've been meaning to. I am pretty excited about the live letter and seeing what all's gonna be coming up in 5.5. For me, it's really all about the near raid, because that's definitely been one of my favorite parts of this expansion so far. I mean, the whole expansion's been great. I have no idea how Endwalker is going to be able to top it, but if anyone can do it, Square can. But yeah, see where the story's going to go, see what all they're going to be adding as nice little surprises for us. But yeah, mostly the near raid. I'm going to try and do a live viewing watch along with it. Let me check my schedule here. I don't remember if I actually have to work that day or not. We'll see here. It's the second in the morning. I do not, so I might be able to actually join with you guys. That should be pretty fun. I'd like to do more Final Fantasy like watch-alongs and whatnot. I'm kind of mad that I missed the last community showcase. I know they did it on Crystal. I think they joined the Goblin server. That would have been fun to hop on over to. The community team does a pretty good job with those events. They only do it like once a month or something like that. But they're usually pretty fun. Let's see. I need to go back and watch the replay of it. See what kind of stuff they gave out. Last time I joined in on one of those, they were giving away like actual statues and stuff, which was alright, so I don't think I have any more quests that I can do on Monk now that I'm 70. I finished all of my melee DPS class quests, I think. I had it set up as physical DPS, ranged physical, and ranged magic, I think. This expansion. I get kind of confused because they announced all the changes that they're doing for Endwalker, and I can't keep up which is which. Could always level my healers and whatnot. Haven't really touched Blue since I've picked that up. That might be kind of fun. You know, right now my big question is, what do I need to do to get Summoner? Because I ended up buying a level boost for Arcanist. And I know when you do that, you get both Scholar and Summoner. But I cannot remember how to get the other one, because I already leveled up my Scholar. So I need to figure out how to actually activate my Summoner. I guess I just turn off my Jobstone and go back to the Arcanist Guild. I have no idea. Okay. Chill in my house for a second. But yeah, it's been pretty quiet. My guild is, my FC's been pretty quiet lately. You know, one of the tricky things is, you know, being on an RP server, our FC is definitely RP focused. So we don't really have a chance to do like savage raiding and whatnot. You know, my co-GM, they have their own static that's outside the FC. So it kind of sucks, like if I want to jump into a savage, then I've got to like go into Party Finder. I'd really like to get this FC up and running to the point where we can all do stuff together. But with it being such a quiet part of the expansion, I think that's going to be pretty difficult right now. You can definitely tell there's a lull. Which, I mean, it's fine. It's, you know, what, 2 months now, 3 months after the patch. That sounds about right. Could be worse. We could be playing Shadowlands. Been reading some opinions on my old server on WoW about Shadowlands, and yeah, you can definitely feel it. Some of my real life friends that were all about it early on have kind of fallen off of it too. I mentioned in my last stream that I'm doing an alpha test right now of another MMO that's coming out, and I feel like Shadowlands has a lot of the same issues that this other MMO has. It just doesn't have a reason for players to really do anything. You know, all the systems are there because the game says that you need to do them, but they don't really ask the question of why players would be motivated to do any of that. So yeah, it just feels like a bunch of chores. You know, it's one thing that I'm very, very happy about. What was I doing? Oh, very happy about Square Enix is they're very good about understanding player motivations for things. So typically, you have a lot of different things to do, and it's all based around customizing your character and making them feel like your own. You know, there's so many different things you can do and so many different ways to personalize your experience here that WoW just seems to follow off of. You know, obviously, you know, there's a lot of people that do want to raid and do want to have, you know, the highest rank or whatever. And I guess WoW's still doing okay with that. But there's so much more to it for people that either don't want to do that or just want a different experience or more casual. And Final Fantasy gives you the tools for pretty much any kind of play style you want, and I like that quite a bit. Alright, well, I guess I can go do some fates or something. I don't know. What's my timer looking like? Waiting list 12. Ugh. Also, I can do Praetorium again. It's the current experience leveling up, right? Sundry Splendors. Oh, that's right. I forgot that they like added this so that it makes it really easy to get the gear you need to level up if you've already bought it once. It's nice and convenient. I wish I'd remembered that way earlier. That's like kind of a new addition. What can I buy with my tombstone? I don't know what I'm going to go with. I think I'm going to go with the Magitech Predator. I don't have that yet. I already have the Falcon. That's like really the hardest one to get. Yeah, I guess the Predator's like the next hardest one. Might be the big one to go with. Give me your suggestions. I really never know what to buy with these things. I probably won't go with the Namazu earring or anything. Like, as an aura, it's like too hard to like see my earrings. I usually have them off anyways. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I've got them even glammed right now. I don't know why I still have that on. I don't think I have any better earrings for this. Yeah. That's alright, I might get one during leveling roulette. What else we got over here? Yeah, so you can't even really see it. Okay. Blissful Kamui might be nice. I know it's like one of the easier ones to get now that it's pretty easy just to go in unsynced and do the old Stormblood Savage raids. Or Savage Dream Trials. But at the same time, I'm very lazy. Might be worth doing it through Mogtome just to save myself the heartache. Probably actually go into my free company hall. I assume someone's been in there lately. But now the demos are turned back on, I want to make sure. If you're on Balmung and looking for a role-playing FC, we're focused on trade and crafting. Just let me know. Like she's done a little bit of work in here. New table since the last time I've been in. Oh, cool. I didn't know that like you could actually play these for real MGP. Oof. I haven't been in the Golden Saucer in a long time. Here we go. One a little bit off that. What's this one? 29. Like this would be like the easiest way for me to do it then, just like AFK in here for a while. I mean, it only costs one and we're getting like a ton each. I wouldn't say a ton. It's not going to be like winning the Cactpot or anything. Really, I haven't been to the Gold Saucer in a while. I should actually go take a look and see what all's new, because I know they've added some stuff since then. I'm always on the hunt for good glamours and whatnot. Okay, where... Oh, there we go. Trying to think of what to do with the airlines and whatnot opening up again, because I'll be fully vaccinated next month, and I'm just thinking about going on a trip. Back when I used to live in LA, we would take like weekend trips to Vegas. I kind of miss it. I mean, it's not something you want to do a lot. It's really like 3 days max out there. But everything's pretty cheap right now. It'd be nice to just get out again. I know everyone else is gonna be doing the same. I hope you guys are making it out there. You know, I know it's been a pretty rough year, but you know, when you get a chance, get out. You know, I hope we're able to do that again soon, and you guys are able to be with friends and family more often and go out and see the world. See what all's out there. I don't remember if I can buy a jumbo cactopot this late, because it is tonight. I'll give it a shot. If it lets me, it lets me. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Yeah, I always like to, Okay, I can still do it. I just do random. It's the same odds either way. So, just like real life. Yeah, I used to stay at the MGM quite a bit. It's really nice going to, like, see the shows and whatnot. I know everyone's like, oh, Vegas is the gambling and whatnot, but like Blue Man Group out there was pretty cool. I like that quite a bit. Got some good stuff out there. Kind of mad I never went to go see Penn and Teller. I've never seen like a big, large-scale magic show. In LA, we used to go to the Magic Castle. We had a friend that was a member there, so we would get to go there quite a bit, and that was really cool. But it's all like small-scale magic. Yeah, it's like this big mansion, and like you go in, you have to know someone that's there because it's part of the Magicians Guild or whatever, right? But yeah, you go in. Has a dress code and everything, so everyone's like super fancy. It's like this old Victorian style mansion, right? And like you'll just be like standing there at the bar, and someone will be like, "Hey, come over here, check this out," right? And yeah, so I like sit at this little 2-person table with just this random dude that comes up to me, and then all of a sudden he just like pulls out a pack of cards, and like for the next 30 minutes he's just giving me like this cool personal close-up magic show. You know, like half the people there are guests, and the other half are just magicians. So you'll just be standing around and then just get a magic show out of thin air. Remember we went like with a big birthday party group, right? And like we go all into the basement, which is like this whole dungeon style kind of thing. And we're like, hey, we gotta like check this out, right? This is a cool basement. We're all sitting around thinking like there's like this bar or something. Like this big circular table, right? And then out of nowhere this dude comes out. We're all just sitting there around this table, and this dude pulls out a bunch of ropes. And he gave us a rope show, like, not that kind of rope show, get out of here. But no, he would like blow knots off the ropes, and then like make them reappear on it, and like, change the length of rope in your hands, and it was really cool. Just out of nowhere. And then they also have like these big timed, time shows too. Like they have a few like actual stage rooms within the mansion, so yeah, they have set times with set magicians and stuff. The big room, you know, is where they do the big finale every night, and that's where you get like the larger stuff, like, you know, cutting people in half and that kind of thing. But you know, some of the smaller ones where dudes will you know, the stage is large enough so that you can fit more people in it, but it's still small enough that you can get kind of the small scale magic in there. So you could have, you know, some of the stuff with like 3 cups and that kind of thing in some of the smaller rooms. That was cool. Yeah, the experience of just walking around and just like meeting these random magicians was something that I don't think I've ever experienced anywhere, and will probably never experience outside of Los Angeles again. So if you're ever visiting and you have a buddy, they can get you in. It's really cool. Most of the time, they do require you to like purchase a meal there, because they have a restaurant in there, and the meals are kind of pricey, but it's definitely worth it. I didn't know at the time if I was supposed to tip the magicians after they give you a show, so I feel really bad even like 5 years later that I don't think I tipped them. So try and bring along a little bit of extra cash if like you do get like a cool personal show. I don't know if it's allowed or what they do regarding all of that. Most of the time it's like you buy a meal and you buy drinks, and that's like your cost of entry, but yeah, try and bring a little bit of extra in there in case you do get a personal show. Maybe if anyone there is a member, then like you can tell me in chat whether or not it's allowed to tip the magicians. I feel sorry, dudes with the cards. I apologize. No, it's a bit late. It doesn't help you much, but I do feel bad about it. Alright, let's do this. This one actually isn't too bad. It's more cutscene heavy, but the actual time you spend fighting is really kind of fast. Yeah. Man, I'm very bad at Monk. I'm just warning you guys right now. Here we go. I don't even know what half of these do right now. Like, I got all this new stuff like Brotherhood and whatnot. I mean, I know that's like my my party buff or whatever. Actually, I do need to change that key binding there. Try keeping everything uniform across my classes, so if there's like a party buff or whatever, I'll try and keep it the same button across my Red Mage, my Monk, my Bards, all of that. Okay, we got a couple sprouts. It's alright. I don't know if this is quite their first time. It doesn't look like it. Didn't get the pop-up warning that this is their first time. You know, I try and enjoy their experiences, you know? I mean, to be fair, I mean, doing this over and over again for Moggle Tomes is kind of annoying, but, you know, the first time you do this, it's a pretty cool dungeon. It's pretty epic. I liked this one a lot more than Castro Meridium or whatever it is. I mean, that one was fine, but, like, I didn't really care about Livia all that much, so it was just kind of lost on me. But this one's like, yeah, this was supposed to be the expansion ender, right? It was like, hey, we don't know if ARR is getting a sequel or not, so we gotta go all out. So, get up there and pull. Here we go. Nice. I'm glad I'm not tanking this, because I died every time I tried tanking it. I'm just not very good at figuring out what I'm supposed to do to escape everyone and still let everyone through. All AoEs all the time. There we go. I think one reason this is kind of hard for me is just because the bosses don't keep aggro all that well, especially Ultima when you start healing before the buff goes out. Like, they'll just run around and attack the healers. So as a monk, it's really hard for my positionals. I mean, I've only got True Norths. 2 True Norths. They don't last that long. Ugh. Alright, guys. I'm curious to see what they're going to do with him. I don't know if 5.5 is going to be like a full redemption or what. I mean, Square does like the redemption arcs, but at the same time, like, I know some people are like not super big fans of it because he was such a bad character. I mean, not badly written, but like evil, I guess. In A Realm Reborn. So it's like hard to justify, like, why are we redeeming this dude that was like, you know, terrible? But at the same time, like, I don't mind it because, I mean, Yoshi and all of them, they had a general outline for where they were going, but, like, they were still just, like, trying to bring this game back together. So, like, I don't mind them kind of retconning some of this stuff. I like Gaius personally. He's one of my, probably one of my favorite characters right now. But I can definitely understand why some people don't want to see him redeemed or whatever. Personally, I would like it. Like, basically anything in A Realm Reborn, I consider, like, like that. I like that a lot. I consider that to be, like, easily retconnable. I mean, these guys were just trying to get the game in a working state at this point. They couldn't really focus too much on the long-term story or vision with it. You know, I know that they did to a point, because they're just good at what they do. But there's only so far you can do. You can go with what you were given, you know? Okay, come on. Hey, there we go. Yeah, like this guy's gonna be turning around and all kinds of stuff. Doing that big line AoE. I like Sid. I wonder what he's been. I know he's been helping a little bit with everything with Gaius right now. Guess they're giving him a break after all the Omega stuff. Maybe he'll be back next expansion. Yep, see, there he goes. Yep. Come on. I know my hotbars aren't really all that big on screen, but if any of you monk mains have advice, please let me know. I can talk about red mage all day, but these other classes not so much. I've really only specialized in red mage and bard for most of my playtime in Final Fantasy. You know, I was originally a bard way back when I played for the first time and then stopped for a few years, came to Balmung, started a new character, ended up switching to red mage. Yeah, I'm very much a fan of bard. I might end up going with that with my my Primal alt. We'll see. I like Dancer too. Dancer's another one that I've already got to 80, and I'm working on her. There you go, working on her relic right now. Got to do 14 more Circus Towers. Not looking forward to that. Watching a stream. Nice. Alright. Move past all these guys. I feel like no one ever like moves behind the pillar anymore. Those were the days. Alrighty. See if anyone gets left behind this time. I feel like the past week I've had at least one person each time end up getting left as we all get into the mech. I do really love the music in this. I'm not sure if you guys watched the interview with Alex and Husky had with Socken. It's really good, and it really kind of shows you like how good the dev team is with its community. Because like Socken knew who Alex and Husky were, like he was joking along with them. Said he actually watches a lot of Alex's kind of breakdown streams, and I thought that was really cool. Like, could you imagine any of the Blizzard team doing that? Like, the only ones they pay attention to are going to be, like, the Mythic Raiders and whatnot for balance. That's about it. They're not really interested in building a community like Final Fantasy team is. I got something in my eye. Ooh. Alright, Maggie, let's do this. Yeah, it's a very good interview. You can find it on Alex's channel. I don't know if it's on Husky's channel yet or not. They also did a rearrangement of the Endwalker theme and showed it to him, and Socken had some notes. Pretty cool. Wonder how in the world they landed that. Like if they had a contact they went through, or if Square initiated it, or what. But yeah, it's awesome. Even saying if he ever wants to make a funky track, then he'll have to call Alex and give him a heads up. I wish I could do something like that. I play a little bit of guitar and whatnot, but I've got like my little music interface, but I really don't know enough about like digital audio workspaces and stuff to be able to do it well. I don't really have a keyboard or anything, so a lot of the plugins that I want to use, really hard to do it with a keyboard and mouse. Like you really got to have like a synthesizer or whatnot to do like a drum machine and whatnot. Like I've made my little intro with one of these plugins, like one of those synthesizer plugins, but like only half of the synthesizer keyboard would work because those were the only buttons that were bound to my Razer keyboard. So I didn't really have a whole lot. Up there we got one. We got one. There they are. Come on, buddy. Follow us. But yeah, I couldn't really make something all that cool, so I literally just like held down one button and was like, oh, this sounds kind of cool. This sounds cyberpunky for my my 2077 streams. We'll just go with that, right? My ultimate goal is to like make an actual intro for the channel, but I've got to figure out what I'm doing with audio first, or make enough money to actually hire someone else to do it. I've got a buddy that does actual music scores, but I don't know what he charges, and I'm not going to ask him to do it for free or anything like that. I want to actually promote him quite a bit. Yeah, if you got someone that does it professionally, like don't ask for free stuff. I mean, yeah, even if they're your friends, they're artists, it's hard. Like give them something, you know. If you get a chance, check him out, Joshua Hendricks Music. I've linked to him a few times on my Twitter and other feeds. But yeah, he's done stuff with the Hans Zimmer Fellowship and whatnot. He's really, really good. He's done some stuff for a few reality shows and whatnot, but he really wants to get into movies. Yeah, give him a shot, and if you guys are interested, try and send him some business. I don't know what he charges or anything like that, but yeah, he could definitely do some pretty good scores for your streams and whatnot, and just general movie making and everything. And Joshua Hendricks Music, please give him a look. He's fantastic. He's got quite a few things up on his YouTube. Great Maggie. You served us well. I remember the first time that I didn't realize like mount music could be toggled. So the first time I turned it on, I didn't realize that Maggie played Terra's theme, which, I mean, Final Fantasy VI is hands down my favorite Final Fantasy. So that was a nice thing to hear. I hope when concerts start coming back that they start bringing back the Final Fantasy series. Distant Worlds. I think that'd be really fun to see live. I don't know if they've ever come to St. Louis though. Like that would be the closest venue to me. I would love to see them in St. Louis. But yeah, I'd be willing to like go to Chicago or Nashville or something like that for them. Need a vacation anyways, right? Alright. Nero time. Let him do his monologue. See, Nero's a good redemption. Like, he's still, like, kind of this sassy, you know, this sassy dude. But he's not, like, outright evil. Got that bromance with, got that bromance with, Sid. There we go. Sorry, I'm trying to like adjust some of my settings and stream tabs and stuff. Here we go. I haven't thankfully had to like moderate anything in my chat so far, but like Streamlabs is kind of weird as far as like actually allowing you to do some of that stuff. I need to like ask you guys how to do a lot of it. I feel like I've gotten my streaming set up the way that I want it. I'm pretty happy with everything. I just got a new Yeti arm and everything, so it looks pretty cool. Keeps the bumps and everything away. Sorry, that probably just got really loud. I apologize. But yeah, as far as the technical stuff with all of it, that's a little bit of a different story. I'm more on the creative end. I like making videos and whatnot, and I don't mind learning how to do like recording and editing and everything. But when it comes to like the actual like interface and everything, that's a little bit outside my wheelhouse. I'm constantly amazed at like the VTubers and HoloLive and whatnot, and like some of the stuff that they can do. Like even just like getting all of their characters on one screen and actually having the mocap work is just like beyond me. I played around a little bit in VTube Studio and whatnot, so I kind of know how that works. But getting them all together in one interface is just like beyond me. I don't know if they like share settings between each other or what. And you have like Snuffy over on Twitch. She's like got just the craziest rigging that I've ever seen. I guess she's using some kind of like new program or new tech with it. But her mouth lip syncing is spot on. Watched her open like $500 worth of Pokemon packs yesterday. That was a fun stream. I was rooting for her. She got the one she wanted, the Moltres, but no Marnie. I feel like I need to do some more gacha streams. I've been, I got the Genshin Impact stream from the other day, but that's really the only gacha that I think I've got on my PC. I play Azure Lane quite a bit, but that's on my phone, so I'd have to figure out a way to get BlueStacks or something like that on my computer. But yeah, I don't mind showing you guys some rolls. Probably AL more than anything, because that's the only one that I actually have enough, like, MacGuffins stacked up to actually make an interesting roll stream. Genshin, I get, like, maybe one 10 stack roll a month or something like that. I haven't really paid a whole lot of money for it. Maybe when I'm big 300k VTuber I can do it, but not quite right now. Still got the real job and student loans to worry about. Oh, hey. I vamped it long enough to kill some time. There we go. Breezed right through his monologue, right? You know, I try letting one of the ranged LB. We'll see if the tank lets him do it or not. I haven't actually seen anyone like hold off long enough to actually do it in quite some time. Speaking of AO, I'm gonna open that on my phone. Some daily stuff done. Hey, look, the tanks are doing it. Hey, there we go. Cool. Yeah, I guess that's the new strat now, is like just ignore the damage going out from the AoE and just like tank him right here so we're ready to go when he transitions. So I don't mind. I mean, this really doesn't do anything, and as a monk I can heal myself anyways. Like, I'm sure if I use Bloodbath right there, my health gains would outweigh whatever they're sending my way. Yeah, as a red mage mate, I always like it when they actually hold up long enough for me to LB. Doesn't happen very often, you know. Wow, 2 crowns. And these guys are swole. Look at that. I wonder if they're a team. I wonder if they're grouped. I don't know what crowns those are. I know what I don't know what that one is. I think I've got that one. That one's a an achievement reward, if I remember right. I don't know about the green one. He's got a different seal and everything on it. And you go through my crown list. I think I've got them all sitting in my bank or something like that somewhere. My retainers. Could be my glamour dresser too. Now I've got the Mog one from the Mog Scratchers. Don't know about the other two though. No, wait, I do have the red one. Okay. So tell me, guys. This is very important. For whom do you fight? Oh, very glib. There we go. I got a lot of fancy hats this time. I feel left out. No cool monk hat. I need to get a good monk glamour going on here. Now remember Sid having some voice dialogue. I think it was this patch. And just feeling like completely weirded out because it had been so long since I've heard Sid with any voice dialogue that I completely did not recognize his new voice actor. I'm still used to hearing this, you know? Like this to me is Sid. Fairly sure we've all heard this Sid like way more than the new voice. They don't do voice acting for like the Savage Rates and stuff. It's a little disappointing, but I can kind of see why they do it. So yeah, a lot of us really haven't heard him in a long time. This shit again. I mean, I guess I do. It's alright. It's a cool place. I feel like a lot of this is thrown out of the window now that we like can visit other worlds though. Like, okay. Like Eorzea is cool and all, but like it's not unique. We all got our shit to do. Yeah, and this stuff got like thrown out the window too, with the Merlwyb stuff. Like I said, just take everything from A Realm Reborn and like consider it retconned at this point. I mean, the Ultima stuff I guess is still kind of sticking around, and they laid the groundwork for a few big things, but yeah, a lot of this they needed to revamp. And for good reason. I don't mind it at all. Like I said, the story's in a much better place now than it was when they were trying to just keep the game running, you know? I'm curious to what's going to happen, though, in Endwalker. Like, I'm pretty pumped for it. Like, the fact that they've already laid out this story and have had it laid out for, like, 2 or 3 expansions at this point is pretty impressive, so we'll see where they're going. I really have no idea how it's going to end, and the fact that it's ending in the main game without having to go into any of the patches is pretty interesting. I'm very, very interested in seeing what Yoshi's going to be doing with the next segment of story. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to just kind of move away from all of this and try something new. Kind of wonder how much they're going to tie into like Final Fantasy 16 though. I'm sure they'll do a collab or something like that at some point. At some point, if I find some time, I want to do like all of the Final Fantasy games. I tried starting it on Twitch. I don't really do a whole lot on Twitch though, so I kind of fell off of it. But for you guys on YouTube, yeah, I'll definitely keep it in mind. But yeah, I was playing through every Final Fantasy game. I got like 15 hours into Final Fantasy 1 and it was like, I can't do this anymore. It's a pretty long grind. But I'll give it another shot if people will watch in. I've actually only beaten a couple. For as much as I play this game and as much as I like Final Fantasy, like as a franchise and all the little references, I really haven't beaten all that many games. Even 6, like 6 is my favorite Final Fantasy, and I still have not actually beaten that. I've gotten to the World of Ruin, and every time I just, for whatever reason, get distracted and end up going to do something else. I've beaten 7, I've beaten 10. I think that's really about it. Right. I don't feel like Gaius turns all that much if we have a decent tank. There's a couple moves that'll do it, but not too many. Here we go. Hey, you just bought Final Fantasy yesterday. First time playing it after years of another MMO. Looking forward to it and learning and meeting new players. Awesome. Well, welcome to the community, man. You know, it's a pretty slow start. You know, I think you'll hear that quite a bit, but it's definitely worth it. I would say if you're worried about spoilers, maybe don't watch this stream because this is like one of the final dungeons in A Realm Reborn. It's not a super big deal. They kind of retconned a little bit of it since then, but yeah, this is all definitely some pretty big stuff. But yeah, it's a really fun game. I hope you have fun. Feel free to, you know, ask people questions. Most people here are really happy to try helping out and letting Sprouts enjoy their experience. Yeah, cool, man. Welcome, welcome. Alright, here we go. So I can't skip these cutscenes, by the way, so if you are worried about spoilers, I have no option on it. There's 2 dungeons from the end of the very first expansion that you can't skip because they're so important to the story. So, yeah, I just kind of have to sit through this, unfortunately. And, you know, keep trying different jobs and everything, you know. If you find a favorite, that's usually the one you want to do the main story quest on, because that's where you get most of your experience. But you can do some of the side quests and story quests and whatnot, or job quests and whatnot with the other jobs and see what you like. Try them all. They've all got their perks. They're all viable in any content, so it's just really kind of finding what fits your playstyle. Like right now, I'm leveling my monk. Monk is not my main. My main is Red Mage. I am not a good monk. Don't listen to me for monk advice whatsoever. But yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to level it because I want to get them all leveled and, you know, have more options on stuff I can play. Alright, guys, come on. Alright. If you end up liking it, I always recommend streaming your experience playing Final Fantasy, if you can. You don't have to have a camera or anything like that, but for the community, some of our favorite pastimes is watching new players go through the story and seeing the responses and everything, because it's a pretty wild ride. I think you're gonna have a lot of fun with it. And yeah, you'll get lots of love doing that. Us old hats like watching Sprout experiences. Typically, if you know, tell people this is your first time in a dungeon or something like that, like they'll help you through it and give you time to watch your cutscenes and everything. Very welcoming. All right. God, I love this track. Not my favorite dungeon, but This track is so good. Really just all of the music. Hail Socken, right? Yeah. Didn't notice, did one of our healers end up healing at all? I don't think so. Look at this. Look at us. Who would have thought? Just knowing what to do. The thing is, if you start healing this boss before we get this little buff that goes out, he starts running around like mad, and it's just kind of a pain to keep track of. But our healers knew what to do. They knew what to do. Look at that. Look at how good everyone is being. I love it. Pro tier players right here. Alright, get my dot back on. Sometimes I just like being quiet and listening to the music, so sorry if I don't chat a whole lot during some of these fights. This is like one of the classic tracks. You'll hear it a lot over the course of the game, and it just pumps you up every time. To say, there's not a whole lot to Monk this low level. Actually reminds me quite a bit of Dragoon. It's a little more focused on positionals than Dragoon is, but you know, the set rotation style. It's a lot different than Red Mage, where I just kind of press whatever I want as long as it fits what I need to do. As long as I'm managing my mono levels, I can kind of play however I feel like it. You again. This guy. We're still not over him.
Your foe acts under the protection of the crystal she bears.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Because we special. One thing I don't like about monks is the weapons. I feel like their weapons are pretty lame. I don't know, I don't like the big blocky things I gotta carry around. Give me just a pair of good old brass knuckles. Or even just fists. Just let me fight with my fists. I don't need anything like on top. The glam game is definitely not as strong as it is on a Red Mage. Red Mage and Bard. It's the way to go. Fancy hats. I feel like that was kind of like left. The heart of Sabik. Who's Sabik? Why do we care? They just kind of dropped that thread. Like a lot of this other stuff that's happening, I mean, is still brought up later on. But that's like one of the few things that's just kind of like, okay, that's a name drop that I'm never gonna need again.
I sought the life force of the Primals for no other reason but to quicken the core.
Maybe they'll bring it up again with the Endwalker raids, since we kind of know where that's going. So I wonder what the next class is going to be, next job. I mean, I'm definitely playing Sage. I mean, that's kind of a given at this point. But I'm curious how they're going to handle the next melee DPS. Wonder if it's going to be another new one again, or they're going like Geomancer or what? And I think most people are saying Mystic Knight, which would make a lot of sense. But I mean, everyone was kind of wrong with the Sage. You know, they went with something completely new rather than pulling from Final Fantasy history. Thought that was interesting. A little bit different, but probably not a bad idea. Keep people on their toes. Yeah. World-ending explosion. Come on. Okay. Our token arena here. Now this one he turns around a lot on, and we'll have to see how this goes. This is basically my monk practice. It changes a little bit at 80, but not as nearly as significantly as some of the other classes.
Champion alive has exhausted what strength you had left. Van Belzer.
I like that Dark Knight sword. I think that might be what I'm going to try playing next, is Dark Knight. I still haven't played it yet. I've heard so many good things about the story since Ishikawa is the one that did the writing for it. So, yeah, I think that might be my next go. Yeah, look at that. Cool.
The question of who is mightier remains. Come, adventurer. Let us find the answer together.
This track, I think, is one of the ones that they remade for that new album, Scions and Sinners. That's what it's called. Are some classes a bit easier than others? Yeah, I would say so. Now, unfortunately, some of the easier ones you won't unlock until Heaven's Word or later. They're all viable as far as playing, but Black Mage gets kind of crazy, I'll be honest. They're very, very much about positioning and figuring out like where you need to stand so you can maximize not moving. Red Mage is probably the easiest. Dancer is honestly pretty easy. Basically just play DDR the whole time. Any of the tanks are honestly pretty easy if you're open to playing a tank. Gunbreaker is probably the more involved of the three, but it's pretty fun. Like, Gunbreaker is a tank that feels like a DPS, but it's probably the trickiest. Black Mage is fun, don't get me wrong. They're definitely probably the most powerful class if you know what you're doing. Yeah, they have a pretty strict rotation you gotta follow, and trying to figure out like where to stand is a pretty big part of understanding their fights. I wouldn't say any of them are like super big brain impossible. I would probably say if you're a new player, maybe avoid Ninja is probably like the only one that's really hard. Monk is pretty hard, just because again you're worried about your positionals and like relativity to the boss. But most of the classes aren't too bad. I mean, try them all out. That's really all I can say, is give them all a shot and see which one kind of fits your play style. You know, a lot of them change quite a bit once you get closer to 80, but they have even things out so you get a little bit of a better idea as you're leveling. Yeah, Red Mage is probably the easiest. Red Mage tanks. White Mage is pretty easy if you want to go with healer.
Unless a man of power wrests control, the cycle will never.
It kind of depends on, you know, how far into MMOs you are too. Really, the difficulty comes from the actions per minute, the APM. You know, what are you doing? You know, Summoner has a pretty high APM. You got to press a lot of stuff. Red Mage isn't too bad. I'll actually flip over to my Red Mage here in a second and run you through so I can show you what that's like. My first class was a Bard. I like the ranged idea. I like arrows and bows and all that. And it's pretty easy. You got a few like buffs you got to keep track of, but for the most part it's just kind of You can run around, pop off whatever you need, and just hit procs when they come up. It's fun. It's very mobile. I like mobile classes quite a bit, where I can run around. Black Mage is like, you stand in one spot, and you cast some really big, beefy spells. Like I said, if you like big numbers, that's the way to go. It's Yoship's chosen class. You know, he plays a Black Mage.
You failed. So much for the glory of man.
Or you can do the super big brain thing and go full crafter. Crafting is essentially its own class in this game too. You gotta level them up, and there's a whole system involved with it and everything.
Afflicting the planet must be redressed. If it is permitted to worsen, the very laws of existence, both etheric and physical.
Oh no, not laws.
Beyond all
We pay attention to those as the Warrior of Light, right?
Know you the root of this corruption? Hydaelyn. Like a parasite, she must be burned out if the planet is to recover. And not but the return of the one true God will ensure her complete excision.
Alright, come on.
Yet, to pave the way for the Master's return, a chaotic confluence of untold proportions...
Yeah, so if you've never seen any of this, you probably have no idea what's going on or who any of these people are, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. If you literally just started, like, you're gonna go through so much of the story, you'll probably forget most of this by then.
You will not leave this place alive.
Okay.
It is past time your flame was extinguished.
Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna switch to Red Mage and do the latest raid, just because I need it for this week. Need to get my little thingy, a little sword for a new weapon. And that'll kind of give you an idea of what it looks like in in-game too. I'll just do the normal version. It doesn't spoil too much or anything like that. Just kind of show you what the play styles are like, what the raids are like. They're honestly really fun. Savage tier raids are kind of like the comparable to Mythic WoW. As far as difficulty goes, but the normals are pretty fun too, if you just like want to play for the story and whatnot. You go, and always calm someone. I try doing my best to calm after every fight. Usually DPS. DPS doesn't really get enough love when it comes to commendations. Most people give it to a tank or a healer. Which, I mean, yeah, fair. I mean, they're going through it, willing to do that for us. But yeah, I tried doing it for DPS too. What we got here? Eden's Gate, Eternity, promised. See how long this takes. Less than 5 minutes. Okay. Let's get in here and get my sword for the week. Need that right there. I need 2 more. 2 more and I get a new weapon. 2 more and I think I probably need to get some more tomes too. Some more MacGuffins. Now here's the problem. If I can remember how to play Red Mage, because I've been doing Monk all week. That'll be fine. This is my arena. This is where I'm home. Yeah, this is my little house. It's on Balmung in Shirogane. It's open to anyone if anyone needs a good role-playing venue to just like have this nice like botanical themed bar. I'm usually not here to like serve drinks or whatever, but like I said, anyone's welcome to come in and just kind of use it to hang out and do their RP here. Alright, let's do this. So this is the normal version of the very last raid that just came out, so... Again, spoilers if you're worried about that kind of thing. If you're not and just want to see the fight, here we go. This is me. This is what I look like when I'm at my peak power. Very, very much a red mage glam. It's very hard to miss. Kind of know what I am from a mile away. Alright, sorry if it's getting bumped or whatnot. Alright, 5 seconds, start my precast, jump on in here. Opener changes up a little bit based on who's with me, but got a samurai. I'll go ahead and do one more cast, get my party buff in there. Go into my melee combo. Flip just in time so I don't go off the edge. Who's she doing? Ramu, got it. Leviathan, there we go, let's do it. Right here in the middle. So basically she's replaying through the mechanics of all of the previous bosses. And here in a little bit she's going to start doubling it up. Probably clipping a lot of my casts here, just at being out of practice of trying to explain it. Another Leviathan. I think she always does Ramu and Leviathan for her first set. But here in a bit she'll start doing some of the others. Bang Buster. Now, the Savage version of this gets wild, and there's usually an extra phase that's not in the normal version, too. Alright, so we've got Ifrit. That's going to be 2 sides. There we go. And then if she does Garuda, that is going to be Catty Corners. Now, you can see it's kind of faint, but there are lines here on the ground so you can actually see where the mechanics are going to end up. That's kind of important to pay attention to. They're very good with their level design doing that. So almost any of these fights, if you're paying attention to like what the arena actually looks like, you're going to be able to tell some of the mechanics going through. That's probably the biggest difference between this and like the other MMO you probably played. A lot of the boss fights are completely timed. Like, there's set mechanics at set times. They might vary a little bit as far as, like, specifics, but it's all perfectly timed until there's a hardened rage. So essentially, you're learning a dance. You and 8 other people are learning, like, very specific choreography you gotta go through to beat these things. But because of the timing and because it's all choreographed, the way they can design these levels and the way they design these fights is all very, very specific, and it's actually pretty cool the way that they do it. Even the music will sync up to what's going on with some of these fights, and that's a lot of fun. It's something that I think surprises a lot of people the first time that they ever step into like one of these dungeons, is like listening to the music and how it changes.
These aren't.
One of my favorite parts about the game anyways. But yeah, so pay attention to like the arena design, pay attention to, you know, where the boss is facing, things like that, because all of that is very, very important on these high-end raids. Oh, getting here. Yeah, I love the fights and the music too. Yeah, it's awesome. Oh, I got clipped by a mechanic. I looked away at the wrong time. My bad.
Am I being erased from her memory?
But I don't know if you saw the mechanic there, but she hits 2 people with a targeted AoE at the same time she's doing the line AoE, so you gotta like spread it. I did not move. That's okay. They'll get me up. That's the other big thing, is like you can res as much as you want in the game. Like, that's my main job as a red mage. Like, that's our specialties. I can instant raise I'll burn through my mana really quick, but I can do it. And, yeah, especially when I'm progressing, I will pop off probably 7 or 8 reses in a fight. There we go. Next one right about here. Yeah, everything's instant cast with the Red Mage. So I'll do one long cast and then the next cast is instant, so it's learning how to juggle those dual casts. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun. I like it. There's really not like a set rotation. As a Red Mage, all I have to worry about is making sure that this right down here, my mana stays relatively even. And then once I get 80 of each, I can go in for a melee combo. That's really about it. I mean, if you want to get to like some specifics and whatnot, you can. But like I said, there's not really a set rotation or anything like that with Red Mage. Just keep your mana up. Boom.
What am I doing?
Alright, so this next phase, she's going to start doubling up all of her mechanics. And, it gets kind of wild. I won't be able to look at the second screen as much, so if you have some questions, just bear with me. One of the things you can do as a Red Mage is, when she's phase transitioning like this, like I said, you do one long cast and then you get one short cast. So what a lot of people do during a phase transition like this is I'll go ahead and cast my long cast Cure, and that will mean my next cast will be instant, so that when she comes out, I can get right back into the fight. Typically, I want her to, she's going to be facing north once she transitions like this for all of her mechanics, so I go ahead and start facing north as well. We got Ramuh and Leviathan. It's a straight line and an AoE around her. Now this is something you got to pay attention to on this fight, because she is, she'll do some of these as instant casts, and then she'll also do some of these as stocked casts, so she will actually save the cast for later. Yeah, see how she's casting Release right here? Here we go. Alright, so this one she's stocking in, it's Garuda and Leviathan, so I gotta like stay like right here. This is like a really tight one. This is the one that messes up a lot of people. Junction Titans, we're gonna be running around, avoiding some boulders. Okay. Yeah, it's like we want to stay way over here because she's got the big one going off here. My bad. I'm not even paying attention. Okay. And when you res, you do have a few seconds of invulnerability, so that's something to kind of keep in track of. Because you can use that to your advantage sometimes. Like if you're rezzing, you can res at a time when you know she's got like a really long big cast coming in or something. And that way you can go ahead and get your debuff rolling without without taking any damage. As she's casting this, so get in here. Normally at this point I would have used my modification to just go ahead and get it in. Oh. Casting that. But I messed up. Yeah, that's like one of the more intricate things, is knowing when to use your modification and all of that kind of stuff. I say intricate, it's really not hard once you get the hang of it. Garuda and Leviathan again, she's stocking this one, so save that for later. Junction Shiva. A lot of ice and stuff gonna go around this time. One of them is gonna be popped with a stack here AoE. So the trick is like getting all of us together with the ice on the ground, since you can actually slide around quite a bit. The thing is, it ends before it goes off, so we can get in there nice and safe. So we had Garuda and Leviathan again, if I remember right, yeah. Yeah, so we got Ifrit and Leviathan this time. Stocked, so we're going to need to be close in on the sides. Toe in there. But not my not my best performance by any stretch of the imagination, but gives you kind of an idea. Commendation, they res me quite a bit, so we'll go with that. I do not need anything from here. There's him. There we go. We'll go ahead and leave. There you go, that's Red Mage. Preferably without dying as much as I did, but gives you an idea. I've got to go repair all the stuff that I broke. Okay, well, at this point, I think I might, oh, what I want to do, I might hop on over to Primal and try and start leveling up one of my my characters over there. So let me get this switched over real quick. I can't remember what all I was doing with that character. This will all be new. Here we go. I don't even mind you guys seeing my characters on XCal because this is really my my stream only server anyway, so it's not too big of a deal. She is a bard, so this was what I played originally for a long time, and I really like bard. Like I said, it's very mobile, just constantly just popping off arrows. Early morning? Alright, well thanks for coming in and checking out the stream, man. I hope you have a good day at work, and you know, have a good one. Take care, get some rest. Alright. What level am I? 24, oh wow, I'm a lot further up than I thought. Oh, that's right, I've got to do Copperbell Mines. I hate this dungeon. Okay, well, hop in there and get started. What is all... Oh, yeah, that's Thaumaturge. Alright, well, just bear with me while I do this one. Wait time, 14 minutes. Ah, okay. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to take just a quick break real quick and open up a window or something. It's like really hot in here. So yeah, just bear with me a second. Alright, sorry about that. It's like really hot in here. So it's that time in the Midwest where it's like kind of cold in the morning and then gets like really hot in the evening. So it's back and forth all day. Alright, spill half of this on me. The bog monster here. Yeah, it's nice out though. I'm about ready to enter tornado season, so that should be pretty fun. Honestly, like tornado season. It's kind of like a really dumb but pretty big pastime to just like sit out on the lawn and watch the storms roll in. Tornado sirens are usually a reason to get outside and see if you can find it. We haven't really had any tornado warnings yet this year, but it's coming. Last year they were had quite a few, a lot earlier than we did this year. Last year we were starting to get them at the beginning of this month, really. But I mean, when you grow up around it, you kind of get an idea of like, okay, yeah, sirens are going off, but we're okay. Versus, okay, this storm is actually pretty bad. Let's get in the basement. Like, it's just kind of something you kind of grow up knowing. Just kind of get used to it. It could happen to you. This is the intro to get to the gold saucer, by the way. If you want to know how to get to the casino that I was just at, this guy right here is who will do it for you. All right, let's go ahead and open that. New area, new aetherites to get to. And it'll kill some time, since this is a fresh character. We got a 17-minute wait on that queue, so might as well go to the casino, right? I don't really have a whole lot of money to buy MGP, but at least get up and running. Buy a cactpot. Here it is. There's the boy. I like how it's just like straight up based off the Final Fantasy VII one too, in the middle of the desert. I wish there was a way that like you could see it in Thanalan. That'd be pretty cool if like you could see it in the distance somewhere in one of the zones, so you at least have an idea. The problem with doing this the first time is you get a whole lot of these intro quests to like explain each and every game. Normally I would skip the cutscenes, but it's been a while since I've seen the Golden Saucer one, right? Okay. Hey, so now I'm allowed to go here. Hooray. Oh, that's right. I forgot that it gives me some cards and whatnot. Alright, and get attuned to everything. I don't need all that. There we go. Didn't he say that there were going to be some updates to Mahjong coming up? I'm pretty excited about that. I feel like that's one of those things that people just kind of forget exists. But I would really like if I actually got around to playing it more. Purple Triad. I'll do all of those quests later, the intro to the actual games. Right now I just want to get attuned and all of that. Get my free coupons. I mean, the thing with most of the gold saucers, like, you don't really lose anything. it's pretty hard to actually like lose MGP. So no matter what you're doing, unless you're just like absolutely terrible at something, you're almost always coming out ahead. Just how much ahead that you're talking about here, you know? Okay. Yeah, these are the ones that are tricky to find because like some of them are on the bottom and some are on the top. The Fashion Master. Okay. I will say, like, if you are new to this is a very alt-unfriendly game, so just kind of be aware of that. Like, obviously I am playing an alt on a different data center, but, like, you start over fresh. So if you bought anything from the Lodestone or, you know, gotten any cool achievements and all of that, like, none of it's shared between accounts at all. They might change that in the future, but right now everything is character specific, so you are literally starting from nothing. You can't even really easily transfer stuff between characters, so like if you want to transfer gold or something, you can't really do it. So just kind of be aware of that going into it. They really kind of intend you to do everything on one character. It's not necessarily a bad thing, because, you know, with it being a story-based game, you really do, like, fall in love with your character. Like, it's your personality, it's your Mog, you are in, like, almost every cutscene. So there's a lot to be said for, like, having it as a singular experience. But if you do want to change up your characters, you are going to lose quite a bit. Okay. Like we got a new tank here. It's okay. We should be able to handle it. It's just so bad as a low level. Like, I have no moves. Really nothing I can do. Oh, tiny key. Got that. I like the fact that, like, you can sync up all of your dungeons, so, like, you can play with people who are, you know, very experienced at the game and everything like that, and kind of breeze you through a whole lot. But at the on the downside, like, if you are experienced at the game, like, going from level 80 to this is just, like, such a downgrade. Like, I have essentially 3 abilities right now. It's not great. I guess I can go in and actually AoE a little bit. Like, it's definitely a downgrade. Some classes are better than others. Like, I mean, Bard's really not that bad, I guess, in the grand scheme of things. Like, Black Mage is awful when you get synced. Like, so many moves that, like, you still need. Like, most abilities automatically level up, but like Black Mage, you actually keep Fire 1, Fire 2, etc., right? And yeah, you've got to keep them all on your hotbar because you're gonna need them for different circumstances, right? But just the hotbars are a mess, and yeah, it just feels really awkward going from, you know, high-end stuff to, you know, Fire 1 and Fire 2 again. Okay, so it looks like Lear, however you pronounce it, is a mentor. So we've got at least one person here that's experienced. We're just leveling up a a new class, it looks like. Going with Ninja. But I do wonder if maybe they are partied with the other two. Few Sprouts. I don't know. Who knows? If they have some questions, then I will let them know. I know the second boss on this one for new tanks can be kind of tricky. Like, it's not really explained what you gotta do. But we'll see. See how they handle it. Right. It looks like they got their brand new gear on, so maybe they have done at least a little bit before. I can't tell. I'll explain it if they need to. If I remember right, the Copper Bell hard mode is actually kind of cool. It's been a long, long time since I've seen that one. But I remember being a pretty big change from the quality of this one. Oh. My bad. I pulled that. I didn't see the pat coming. Making all kinds of mistakes in this stream today, huh? So one of my things with this character was just seeing how fast I can actually get through the main story. So I'm not going to be watching the cutscenes or anything like that on this character, anyways. Like I said, I've already done all that on my main. I want to see what kind of slash plate I can get on it. I'm not speed running. I'm not gonna go for like a speed run record or anything like that, but you know, just in general, trying to blitz through to 80, kind of what this character's made for. I mean, we can, but there's not really a reason to skip. Like, they die so fast. There we go. There we go. Alright, this boss. So exciting. Don't you just love this dungeon and how involved it makes you feel? Such gameplay. Like, literally, I can do this entire boss just pressing this one button. Because the poison will take care of everything else. Alright. Ooh. Ah. I'm sorry, this is so boring. I don't really even have anything that I can really say. Here we go. Really, I need to get up to Shirogane, I think, is where most of my the big Discord that I'm in. I think that's where our main FC house is. I wanted to join in with them. That's why I'm playing on XCal, is because this big Discord that I'm in, this is like their main server. I mean, we're pretty big. We've got people that play on really every server. But XCal's like the main one. They're pretty high up there. In terms of like company credits and all of that. They've been playing a long, long time and have a lot of activity. So I thought it'd be nice to just kind of join them and see all the people that I talk to all the time in the Discord in real life for once. Or in-game for once, at least. What do we got here? No. No. See, right now I don't have my Grand Company credits opened up yet, so there's really not a point to keeping all of these, like, green items. Normally I turn them in for credits, but I can't even do that yet. And even if once I do open up Grand Companies, I still have to get to like rank 2 or something so I can actually do those turn-ins. Takes a while to do. Hooray! I get anything? No. I don't get wind bite until level 30. Come on, Ari. You can do it. So this is like what my main character looks like too. Since this is a new character, I should probably like Fantasia. Do something fun. I mean, my name is Balmung Ambassador on here, so I feel like a Viera would probably be the way to go. Alright. Most of these I can get on my own. It's not a big deal. They don't hurt me that much. And I've got my self-heal I can use too. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. That's bad manners. Normally I try being like respectful of the tank and all of that. You know, don't pull until they pull. I don't know. That's my bad. Nope. Auto attack. Whoops. I forgot that's a thing on bows. I apologize again. Apologize twice. Double sorry. Okay. Here we go. This guy. Okay. Well, the tank doesn't know, then it's our job to kind of show him what to do. Or not. Oh, good. Got it just in time. Just barely got its little gooey toe in there. There should be a Spriggan that pops up here, eventually. Hooray! Participation. I'm helping. Alright, this should be the last one if I remember right. Get back over here. Nah, that didn't work. There we go. Finally, we saved it. Whew. Ooh, that was close. That was a little bit harder than it needed to be. I guess they really are sprouts. That's fine. They learned, maybe. I hope. Okay. Alright, we can just run in there. We got you. Got you, buddy. Alright, there we go. We get lost in here. Sort of like all these little ways. This last boss should be interesting. We'll see if the tank keeps up with the ads and whatnot. If he just ignores the ads, it'll go fast. If he thinks he needs the ads, this could go places. No, no, that's going backwards. Okay. It's fine. Everything's fine. We're getting through this. That said, after this dungeon, I'll probably only do a couple main story quests before I head out. Like I said, I do want to do a Hades stream a little bit later on tonight. Like I said, I've never played it, so that'll be a lot of fun. But I got to get the setup and everything for that. I'm ready to go. And just eat. I'm starving, man. Problem is I live in a very small town that doesn't have a whole lot of options. So it's basically like McDonald's and Burger King. That's really about it. Taco Bell if I'm feeling frisky. Yeah. I'm just kind of sick of everything, you know? I could stand to go to the store and actually get some stuff to make, but I don't know. It's a nice day out. Who knows? I might go out for a drive. We'll see. Go for a walk in the park. Read a book. Do those things, you know. The good thing with this is, one thing I like that a lot of other games don't do is, like, when you are on a main story quest like this and it has you actually go into the dungeon, once you're done, it'll automatically take you back to where you need to move on with the quest. That way, like, you can go and roam around and do whatever you need to do for a while. Okay, so both of them are sprouts. That's fine. Let them watch their cutscene. Alright. So I am going to just ignore them. Ignore the ads. Just focus on this guy. Now, whether or not this is going to work or not, is really going to depend on the healer and see if, see what they attack. I'm not worried about Liar right there. He knows what he's doing. Like, that's the tricky part with being a sprout, is you kind of have to balance, like, what you're supposed to do as a strat versus what the veterans have figured out is the fastest way to do it. You know? Because like this, yeah, you're supposed to go and kill the ads, right? And as a new player, like, that's exactly what you think you would be doing. But as a veteran would tell you, it's like, no, like, those guys don't really do a whole lot. You don't have to worry too much about them. You just keep attacking the main boss, right? But, like, you'd have no idea if no one told you. See, it seems like the healer kind of figured it out, like, oh, these guys aren't helping me attack these things. We'll just go ahead and worry about Gygus here. There you go. Cool. Nice. Not bad at all. Calm our new tank there, our fresh tank. Oh, it's the same. Cool. I'm not gonna worry about the orchestrion roll. I can come back and get that later. Oh, normally it is supposed to take me back. Oh well. That's fine. Everything's fine. We'll go ahead and finish getting all of these, though. I don't want to miss any aetherites while I'm here, because these are a pain to come back and get all of them. There, and then one up top. I think there's one over on the other side. No, there's not. Look, if you haven't wandered around at 3 o'clock in the morning in a windowless casino, then I don't know what to tell you. It's an experience, man. Hey, Todd. Here we go. And go down to Round Square. I do wish the cooldown on Sprint was a little smaller. It is kind of a pain. Oh, and I have a new bow quest, it looks like. New archer quest. Cool. Should be all of them. I think. See any others on here? Nice. Alright, get my free MGP and then head out. Now, like I said, I will, I'll be back on later this afternoon. try some Hades out. I'm excited. I've been looking forward to this for a long time. That's the thing with like streaming is like you want to enjoy the experience with other people. So like yeah, I could have just gone ahead and like played it on my own. And some games I do that, but like most of these story-based games I try to stream. Especially big ones like Hades. I mean that seems like the experience is like half of it. But yeah, let me go ahead and wait. Why am I using Aetherite ticket? No, I don't want to use the right ticket. It's only 158. There we go. So yeah, I'll be back on a little bit later on. Like I said, I was thinking probably like, I don't know, 10 or 11 o'clock Central Time. It'll be a late night stream. But thanks for hanging out and you know, chilling with me while I get some of my dailies and roulettes and stuff done. I hope you guys have a good day and enjoy the nice weather that's starting to finally come along. If you haven't had a chance, you know, if this is your first time visiting, you know, please give a like and subscribe. You know, you guys have heard it a billion times before, right? But I do appreciate it. All of those little things do help out quite a bit so that I can give you guys more streams and spend less time in retail. But yeah, thanks a ton, guys, and I'll see